why smart people self-sabotage their weight loss and how to stop. Welcome back to the Weight Loss Masterminds. I'm Cher, your licensed behavior analyst with Gratitude Weight Loss. Let's talk about something that frustrates so many people on a weight loss journey: self-sabotage. The truth is, most people who struggle with weight loss aren't struggling because they're not smart enough. They're not struggling because they don't know what to eat. They're not struggling because they haven't tried enough diets. In fact, many of the people I work with know exactly what they should be doing. The real problem? They keep getting stuck in the same patterns over and over again. So today, I want to walk you through 3 powerful shifts that can help you break free from self-sabotage and finally create lasting success. Point number 1, identify your self-sabotage pattern. The first thing we have to do is get honest about the pattern. Most people think their problem is motivation, but motivation isn't usually the issue. The issue is repetition. Maybe you emotionally eat after a stressful day. Maybe weekends completely derail your progress. Maybe you have one indulgent meal and decide the entire day is ruined. Or maybe you're constantly telling yourself, "I'll start over Monday." Sound familiar? The reality is that you can't change a pattern you haven't identified. So I want you to ask yourself, what is the most common situation that causes me to fall off track? Not occasionally, not once in a while. What is the pattern that keeps showing up? Because awareness is the first step toward change. Point number 2, understand the trigger before the behavior. One of the biggest breakthroughs people have is realizing that food is rarely the actual problem. The food is usually the response. What matters is what happened before the food. Think about this simple cycle: trigger to thought to action. A stressful day at work. The thought, "I deserve a treat." The action, overeating. Or maybe you're exhausted. The thought, "I don't have the energy to cook." The action, takeout. Or you eat something off plan. The thought, "I've already ruined the day." The action, continued overeating. Notice something? The trigger itself isn't what determines the outcome. It's the story you tell yourself after the trigger. And that's important because it means your power exists in that moment between the trigger and the action. If you can learn to recognize the thought, you can change the outcome. Point number 3, create a plan for the hard moments. This might be the most important point of all. Most people have a plan when they're motivated. They have a plan when they're excited. They have a plan when life is going smoothly. But weight loss success isn't built on your best days. It's built on your hardest days. The days you're stressed, the days you're tired, the days you're emotional, the days you're busy. Instead of relying on willpower, create a response plan ahead of time. For example, if I miss a workout, I'll take a 15-minute walk. If I overeat at lunch, I'll return to my normal dinner. If I'm stressed, I'll pause for 5 minutes before reaching for food. Notice that none of these require perfection. They simply require a different response. Because successful people aren't successful because they never mess up. They're successful because they recover faster. They don't let one setback become a spiral. Closing thoughts. If you take one thing away from today's episode, let it be this: self-sabotage isn't a character flaw. It's a pattern, and patterns can be changed. Start by identifying your pattern. Pay attention to the trigger before the behavior, and create a plan for the moments that usually knock you off course. Because lasting weight loss isn't about being perfect. It's about learning how to respond differently when life happens. You don't need to be perfect to make progress. You just need to keep showing up. If this hit home for you, like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who needs it. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay grateful, and keep shining. This is Cher signing off. Aloha and mahalo. You've got this.